Hey, today I want to talk about something that I experienced in a client meeting today, something that I think you will be able to benefit from as you build your brand, as you build your business. It's actually a word of caution and some piece of advice that I, again, witnessed today. So, if you know me, you know that I've been consulting clients for the past 12, 13 years and really like hands-on with clients, not just doing coaching and the stuff I'm doing right now through the Future Academy, but through my other consulting business, through my brand consultancy, Wonder. I've been working hands-on with over 100 different organizations on strategic brand building. So for me, that includes everything from insight to brand strategy, but also taking that brand strategy and translating it into offerings, so new services, new products, but also the sort of more traditional branding like visual identity and communication and all that stuff, culture as well, operations, I might add. Anyways, so today I was working with one of my clients that I've been working with for, let's say, even 3 or 4 years. And what they're doing is they want to really reinvent themselves. And more than that, they want to reinvent the category where they play. And so they're faced with one of those very typical challenges where you have an existing business, you want to transition into something new, you want to play to some of those big macro trends, you believe that there might be a place somewhere, a position where you can have higher margins and avoid some of that fierce competition that's going on in particularly in their industry, but also I'm sure in wherever you're playing, the competition is just tense in the world today. Anyways, and so the thing they're wrestling with is this idea of playing in the middle of the mass market versus having the guts to kind of enter a new or create a new category and being more fringe. And they're concerned, if they kind of abandon their existing business, which is not profitable, if they go and seek new customers in a kind of more narrow target, whether that new target group, those new consumers, those new products that they would need to create for those people, whether it will be big, whether that will be significant enough and grow to a business that will replace the current business. And so this is a very typical issue that a lot of companies deal with. And so this is something we've been talking to with this client for, probably the past 3 years. And so we've been doing brand strategy, we've been doing, some brand innovation, we've been doing some changes, and they have evolved. But on the other hand, they haven't really. And I think that's because, this fear of making, these really clear and bold decisions haven't really been made. And so as I was, doing this workshop with the leadership team for 3 hours today, in the back of my head, I was just thinking now I'm really, back where I've been so many times before throughout my career. And that is, the insight would be that if you want to create change, you need to align on what I would say, what I would call worldview, the mindset, how you think about things before you actually start to create that change. Because, if there is a conflict within, let's say, the leadership team or just anyone within your close group or the group of people that are working together to create that change, if people look at the world differently, it's going to be very different to create that change. And so, for example, in this group, I would say that the core principles, the philosophy, and the psychology within the group is a little bit different. And so maybe another word would be just worldview. The worldview on consumer, the worldview on how brands work, whether it's a good idea to hit the mass versus coming from the fringes, it's just in conflict. And that leads to that situation where this company is not able to move into where they need to go. And of course, this is not to say that there's nothing wrong with any of these people. Quite on the contrary, they're super smart, very experienced people. But I think this is something that happens a lot, maybe also within your organization. People are somewhat held back and are afraid of making decisions because, none of us have the crystal ball. So we'll have to either use, faith or intuition or just rely on something in this very ambiguous world where it's very difficult to predict what's going to happen. And so the way that I would approach this and, the best advice I could give you if you have similar projects, if you have similar problems, would be that, first of all, you need to address, the worldview issues that you might have going on. So everyone needs to be on the same page, at least, enough, so that you can do the work so it doesn't come back and bite you later. So get the foundation right, which means, align your thinking when it comes to the brand philosophy. How does brand building really work? And also, thinking about the trends and, the environment where you play. What are some of the changes that are happening? Can you agree on those things? And if you can't, I would just go and look for evidence. I would go and look for trends, for facts, and just trying to bring that into the conversation. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. It's not going to be easy necessarily, but you need to, get your mind right before you start actually doing some real work. And so once you get aligned on those issues, how you look at, what you should be doing and, what are the changes in the marketplace and, the things that you believe in. Once you remove those barriers, the limiting beliefs or whatever of what you can achieve and, what your goals are, which I call the foundation, then the next thing that I think this company needs to do, and maybe you, if you're in the same situation, is to go out and, review, or I shouldn't say go out, but I should say first define your ideal customer, so specifically that it becomes very clear to everyone who you're actually chasing. And so let's say this company, would do that exercise, which I think they're doing next. The next thing would be for them to agree on who is that ideal customer, who's that person that best represents that target group that they want to go after, their best customers, the best potential customers. And so once they've done that, they should go out and recruit people who really fit that description. And so at this point, there might still be some, skepticism as to whether these are the right people, how many of these people are, whether it's really significant enough for you to build a business on it. But I would still go out and just recruit a group of people. Sometimes you can just get like 5 or 6. It doesn't have to cost a lot of money. Maybe you can recruit people maybe from your own network, but you need to get in touch with these people and really learn from them. And you might find that that person is not your ideal customer, or you might, confirm that this is really the most potential, your ideal customer. And once you work with these people, you're going to learn a lot. And the trick is really for a company like this is to create a lot of prototypes, like cheap prototypes, quick and dirty prototypes. And what I mean by that is just like reimagine the brand in terms of how would it look, how would it talk, what would be the offering. And you can do that in very cheap ways. You might want to, get a graphic designer or someone to help you do that. But really what you want to do is you want to test your ideas with people before you communicate them to, if you have a large organization, to your sales team or product development, just not to confuse people, but really work with a small, smart group of people and learn from them. So you will be able to advance the knowledge, because one of the major causes behind these scenarios where companies just like can't really move themselves forward is just because they're not sure about what direction they should take. And the best way I know that you could get past this problem is just to advance the knowledge, because as we don't have enough, good information, it becomes very difficult and risky to take decisions and to move forward. And so work with small groups of those ideal customers, create prototypes, test it with them, and you will learn. You will always learn something. You could learn that you're wrong and that you need to pivot, but in any case, just like create the momentum and take action, because if you don't take action, you can sit there in your room all you want, spend days, months, or even years just contemplating, analyzing, and becoming slow and gradually withering and dying and not being able to make a difference in the marketplace. So that's my story of today. If there's something on your mind that I can help you with, if you have a question related to this or anything else that relates to building game-changing brands and businesses, just please send them my way. You could email me at hello@thefutureacademy.com or go to thefutureacademy.com. And also, please sign up for the mailing list, if you want to have more content like this. And also, I would be really super happy if you checked out our offerings, especially if you're interested in this thing I was talking about, the foundation and building your brand strategy and really driving it through all those most important aspects of your brand and business. I have a great new program out there called Brand Transformation Masterclass. You can find it at thefutureacademy.com thefutureacademy.com thefutureacademy.com/BTM. And there you can find the course and check it out. There is a summer special. You can get it at -50%. So you might want to check that out. Anyways, good talking to you. Hope this helped. And I look forward to connecting with you in the future again.